World of YouTube, Terrible Sight here with another episode of Leatherwork with Arch. Tonight, I bring you my old hat, which I'm going to be using as a pattern. Because for what I'm going to show you in a moment, that's right. I made something awesome. I still got one more thing to do on my hat, but I'm going to reveal it anyways. But as you can see, here we have your basic, very cheesy, I call it vinyl leather. And as you can see, I only had this hat for about 6 or 7 months, I believe. And this had already happened to it. And due to the fact that I was trying to make a front piece, not this one, but the other piece which connects these two together, I was having a real hard time getting this, so I literally cut this hat down. And for that, I used these two pieces here and used a mechanism for the leather to cut it out, but yet I put some in my hat, some string here. Where the hell is my string? Stuff here to make my hat. Now, instead of using, of course, a sewing machine or whatnot, I figured I'd try this out. And it's a bit bulky in the hat that I'm wearing, but in other ways, it kind of gives it a different style, of course. And I always like to be different. So, with that being said, now having this type of hat, as you can see, trying to wash this thing is a pain in the ass. Now, usually I would use saddle soap to clean all my leather, which is this stuff here, but due to the fact that this is the cheap vinyl, and it wouldn't matter if I cleaned this or not, this would have still chipped and peeled away like it did. So, there was no sense. And of course, this was a $15 hat. And of course, after 6 months, this thing started to stink. You take your hat off, you smell your head, it smells rotten. So I decided to make another hat out of this pattern. Now, of course, it ain't gonna look, identical to this. It is more stiffer leather than I used. Say so to, I got a piece right here. I did carve it. This was the, original piece that I was going to have on my hat. This would have been on the front, but due to the fact, like I said, I had a problem, as you can see, putting this piece together, which would be, once again, this piece. This was very difficult to friggin' make, and I kept screwing up. I was folding the hat inward to get this, which you're not supposed to. The only way you would have got a direct hit like the hat I made was cutting this thing all apart. And as you can see, I got the length of it right, but this screwed up royally because it's got to be straight. And that's why I had to put the strapping in this, because you had to have this down to at least here for the bend, which I'm going to show in a moment too. But literally this would have never worked. I have another idea for this. I am going to carve this out and make a armband type thing like they used to do in the heavy metal days, which I would say Ronnie James, Dio, and Metallica still wears them. But I'm going to make this armband with this one. I got an idea with it. And that was the original cut that I was supposed to make for the front of my hat, but like I said, it screwed up, so now I ended up with cutting that thing apart, and which I did waste a lot of leather trying to print out that front headpiece well, it's really the back of the hat, but I like to use it as the front. This is one of them Brian Johnson hats. This is the front, of course, but I like to wear mine backwards. And this piece on my hat is a bit too small. I should have cut this off and did the same thing with everything, but I almost got it right. Now where to this is just a stiff pattern, but it worked out pretty damn good, I should say. And I did show this piece in a short video the other day. What am I making? It's all painted up. I might do another coat on this, but like I said, this is the piece that usually would be the front, but I made it the back. And as you can see, yeah, it is a bit, this pattern is a little bit bigger and whatever. I did once again screw it up because I didn't have this cut. But now that I have it cut, before I reveal the front, you see I made this little piece here to stretch over the back. Now as you can see, it's bare in here. I would not recommend this in pouring rain, but it would be painted, and I am going to see what the next level is on waxing this, to waterproof it, I think, to say so it does not get ruined. But the simple fact that I made it like this, because of course the simple fact of this smelling dirty, sweat, blah blah blah, the best thing about this is, before I reveal that front, just gave a sneak peek, you use a bandana under this hat. And damn it, the grill fell. Having some technical difficulties here, but as I was saying, this is great for just using a bandana, and that's what I wanted to do with this. Instead of, having the stinky, smelly hat, you'll have a bandana catching all the sweat. And as you can see, the patterns that I made here to make it look like, almost identical to the Brian Johnson hat, but it kind of goofed up on the top here, where I might just put a snap up here. But as you can see, trying to get that level, man, was very tough. That's another thing that you gotta working on making better. But like I said, I'm gonna try and print this out, pattern this. And I'm trying to make a design for this side here. I was gonna do a tree with a graveyard and a moon, but it didn't come out too good. Other than that, ready for the revealing of the front. Yeah, that's right. So once again, this was taken from that, pattern over there. And as you can see, my Native American always has to be put on my leather work. But also, whatever I do intend to put here, I'm hoping to find something nice, but whammo. Yes, that's right, folks. A little bit of flames, a little bit of skull on both sides. I gotta do another coat of paint on this, but this is pretty much complete. Like I said, this here, making this pattern was very tough. But making it something different in a way than just that, or using a sewing machine, besides skulls, you can have this whole section here for like a name. Whatever you want printed out here, you could do what I did, put a couple skulls. Now mind you, I screwed up on this skull severely, but I did manage to get it back into shape, and every little crease of line that I cut into this actually makes the skull look a little bit better with the cracks of it. Looking like cracks in it. I was trying to trace this, and what I did wrong was trace after the fact. I should have done it before I put this all together. So if you can imagine me holding a piece of tracing paper here and holding it like this and then using the razor with this hand, yeah, I was kind of screwed up. But I managed to get it done. I gotta go put some paint here. I didn't see that. But I gotta do another coat on this, but hell. Like I said, I need more practice. But can't get better than this, folks. Just, your first time trying. I'm sure I'll get better in the future, make better stuff. But as you're staring at that, you ain't even gonna be looking at my mess ups. You doesn't have two big faces staring into your face. And it's mesmerized. Wow, that's right. So this is it, folks. Now putting this little addition, it makes it a little like, how can I say, modernized and make a little indent, and it looks very awesome on the head. And then when you get the paint and the color and the picture there, I mean, like I said, that needs to be a little bit further back and down. This side does, but because, like I said, I tried getting that. If you can tell, if I didn't get that a little bit more better up, it used to have a friggin' cone head. You look like the movie in the Coneheads. Dan Aykroyd. But I seem to gut it a little good, and once you put it on your head, it spreads out. And that's what the this band stuff, strap stuff does. It gives a little stretch to it. So when you do put it on your head, that's right. There you go. Call it the old skull cap. And when you do get this on and you have a bandana under it, great for riding with motorcycles. Putting a helmet on, I don't know yet. You might need I haven't tried that out. I got a helmet in the shed I gotta try out. But, like I said, I don't recommend this in pouring rain, but other than that, man, morning, noon, and night, I'm gonna have this sucker on my head. Business as usual again. But try to make a patent on this. If anybody's interested, what do you think? Is anybody up for wearing my skull cap? Let me see something. Can I change? I'm gonna put that. Let's all go to the mirror. Show you what it looks like on the skull. Bear with me. And this is a preview of it. Yes, sir. You can see it gives a little dynamic angle. Got it down here close to the eyes, like a bandana. You can see here. The dynamics of the side there. Yeah, that's right. Look at that. Like I said, I gotta figure out what the hell I'm gonna put on the side of this, but that's what it looks like, folks, on the head. Yeah. But until that next video, be safe, take care. What do you think? What does everybody think of my new skull cap? As you can see, when the bandana's on this too, it's nice and tight. So if you're driving down the road on a motorcycle, that shit ain't going nowhere. Get the air breathing through your head with the little holes and lines. Huh? Yeah. And you keep that, you set the bandana underneath to catch all the sweat. So it ain't getting ruined. That's right, folks. How does it look? Oh man, that's right. Look at that from a distance. Ah, almost looks like it. Until that next video, folks, be safe, take care, and always wear a skull cap. in the process of making. Comment if you would wear one. Thank you.